guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your likes and the views, and for those of you who share my videos, I appreciate that. And for new viewers, I'm very happy that you found me here on YouTube. So I look forward to reading for you. I do hope that you enjoy my reading. Just a quick reminder that these are general readings that I do. So the messages may or may not resonate with you. If you would like a more personalized reading, then you can just check out my website that has information about the types of readings that I offer, plus the pricing, and that is changingphasestarot.weebly.com. Or you could also send me an email, and it's changingphasestarot@gmail.com is my email address. All right, so let's get into our reading. I have already been shuffling off camera and meditated off camera. I will give the cards a few more shuffles here. So today's reading will be a weekly reading for the week of December 11th through December 17th, 2017. I'll be pulling 3 cards from the Good Tarot deck. That's by Colette Baron-Reid. Plus 1 card from the bottom of the deck for the overall energy for the week. And I will pull 1 additional oracle card from the Soul's Journey Lesson card deck by James van Praagh. So, Spirit, what do we need to know? What are the messages surrounding us on the week of December 11th through the 17th? What are the messages for the week of December 11th through December 17th? Please show us the messages. What do we need to know? What are the messages for the week of December 11th through December 17th? What do we need to know? That one actually, when I was shuffling off camera, that one came out. So I guess it really wanted to come out. I'll show you in a minute. Spirit, please give us the remaining messages for the week of. Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Let me show you these, and then I'll pull the other card. So we have, as the first card, so the card in the past position, this is Major Arcana, number 10 of the Major Arcana, Fortune's Wheel. In the middle position, we have the 5 of Air. This would be the 5 of Swords. And the future position, we have the 7 of Air. This would be the 7 of Swords. And the card that was at the bottom of the deck for the overall energy for the week, we have Major Arcana number 11, Justice. Okay. All right, let me pull 1 additional card from the Soul's Journey deck. The Spirit, please give us 1 additional message for the week of December 11th through December 17th. What do we need to know? What is 1 additional message for the week of December 11th through December 17th? What do we need to know? What are the messages for the week of December 11th through the 17th. Okay. We had 2 that came out, so we will keep both of them. The colors are quite similar. Look at that. So we have Gratitude. Let me position them a little bit better here. And there. So the 2 cards are Gratitude and Freedom. And the Gratitude card says, I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. And the Freedom card says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Well, we'll see how these 2 messages tie in with the rest of the reading. Give me 1 second. Let me just set the cards up, and I'll be right back with the reading. Okay, so we'll begin with the overall energy for the week, which is the Major Arcana, the Justice card. And It's a pretty powerful card to get as the overall energy for the week. It's a card that has to do with, it's very tied to karma, right? And we think of sort of karmic justice, right? And how the law of cause and effect can be at play this week. So during this, the week of the 11th through the 17th, um, it appears to be, there's a lot of divine sort of, not intervention, but a lot, there's definitely the hand of the divine in whatever is going on during the week. But whatever it is, things are kind of starting to balance out in your life. You might find out something that kind of makes you go, okay, what goes around comes around kind of thing. And you really start to see proof and evidence of this during the week. So this might have been based on, these other two cards that I have for the, coming up in the week. I would say that if this has to do with somebody who has done something to wrong you, if this has to do with some type of legal battle or something in the courts, some type of conflict going up against, somebody in a court setting. With this card here, and also with the Wheel of Fortune, which is another major arcana right next to it, things are definitely, changing, going in your favor. Things are turning around for you. So if somebody has wronged you, there is this very karmic sense of, cause and effect, that if they wronged you, then, things have a way of coming back around. And that's why it's so important when we think of karma. It's so important for us to, to do good things, and to always keep things positive around us. Because when you do good things, and you do things from the heart, you do things to really help other people, you don't do things to, harm others, to, purposely trip up other people, then, things have a way of coming around. But if you do things to hurt other people, and if you act in in a sneaky way or in an underhanded way, you might not get found out immediately, but sooner or later things do catch up with you, right? And karma has a way of coming, and kind of slapping you upside the head and saying, okay, you can't get away with that, forever. So there's that type of energy going on this week. Karma also has, the Justice card also has to do with fairness, with balance. You see here, she's holding, this sword of justice right here, and it's on fire. It looks like it's, this flaming sort of on fire sword of justice. It's interesting. So, that kind of makes me think of like the burning truth and finding out some type of burning truth, something that, maybe you're just finding out this week. And it looks as if, she's holding everything, like she has the scales over here. There's a need for balance, right? When this card comes in, it does speak of weighing everything up, right? Weighing all sides before you make an important decision. But it also has to do with being accountable, right? And taking responsibility for your own actions. So, traditionally, it is shown when we have the Justice card. It's shown with the scales, with the sword of justice, and it just it reminds us that there is a divine order to the universe, right? Even though certain things might crop up that might seem unfair, it's important to remember that there is a divine order. Things do happen for a reason, okay? And like I said, karma does have a way of coming back around and biting you in the rear end if you're not, if you're doing things, and acting in a way that you shouldn't be. So that's important. Okay, beginning the week, we have Major Arcana number 10, the Fortune's Wheel, or the Wheel of Fortune. So this card, again, is another card that's very linked to sort of destiny, right? There's also this kind of karmic destiny sort of tie to the card, but it has to do with, in this deck, it's described as when destiny meets synchronicity. It's kind of like, when everything kind of falls into place. Things have a way of righting themselves. And if you have been going through a difficult time and have been sort of on the downswing, much like the karma, just know that you're not always going to be on the downswing, right? The wheel of fortune has to come back around again. So it's about those meaningful coincidences, those lucky breaks, those moments when, out of nowhere, things kind of seem like, oh, everything's all very up in the air, but in the end it works out perfectly, right? And it kind of, and you're like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, that was meant to be, or, really see that the universe has my back kind of thing. So it's, you're starting to see your destiny more clearly now. Things are becoming, right? There's this burning truth here. Things are becoming clearer to you as far as what your destiny is. And it's also a card that has to do with opportunities, but kind of those opportunities that fall from the sky, kind of out of nowhere. Changes in luck, growing spiritually, and also enlightenment. It's also a card that's linked to, enlightenment and sort of expanded vision. It's also a card, like I said, it does represent cycles, right? And how things do go in cycles. And so many times we feel like, oh, I'm just stuck in this very, negative cycle. But things, you're not always going to be there, right? You're there to learn a lesson. You're there for whatever reason, but just trust in the universe that, the cycle will end. Your luck will change, right? Things do have a way of moving and changing. And there's definitely karma, right? There's definitely karma involved with whatever's going on this week. So, and it's, again, important to sort of learn from whatever this is or has been and understand that, it's the universe that sort of moves this wheel of fortune, helps to shape us and our destiny. I know that things do happen for a reason, right? Everything is, nothing is by chance. There is a divine reason for everything, even though we might not always see it at the time. Now, the middle card and the end card, they're not great cards, but I feel that, the energy that I'm getting very strongly off of the 10 and 11 of the major arcana, which are, these are the, these really show that it's more, it's divided half and half, half of your reading is major arcana, half is air energy. This carries much more weight. So, the 10 and 11 of the major arcana carry much more weight than the minor arcana cards. So, definitely I feel that, this, okay, it's not wonderful, but this is going to get you through it. And, there's some type of karmic lesson involved. So you had the 5 and the 7 of air. Air energy it has to do with our thoughts. It's cerebral energy. So our thoughts and how they sort of manifest here in the real world. So, we have to, everything begins with a plan, and it's through our thoughts that we sort of move along with that plan and actually put it into action and, start seeing results in the real world. But everything begins with the thoughts, with our plans, right? Now, the 5 of air, this is a card of conflict. And the 7 of air is a card of, it's conflict, but it's more of deception. So again, not wonderful energy, right? Sorry to kind of say it, but I think that whatever this is going to right the wrongs that we have on the other sort of half of the reading here. So the beginning with the 5 of air, this is a card that has to do with conflict, but it's more about, and I think that's why I love using the Good Tarot deck, because it does kind of put a positive spin on, even the kind of the more negative cards of the Tarot, it manages to put a positive spin on it. And that's kind of how I am. So I'm not really gloom and doom. I like, I tend to, or try to see things from always a more, more optimistic point of view. And so it tells us that, when conflict does arrive, and this could be conflict, it could be differing opinions, within the workplace. It's you coming up against, differing opinions in the workplace. This could be you going up for, I'm just giving you, different options or, examples here. You going up for like another job, and then somebody acted maybe in a way that, they sort of won whatever it was, they won the battle, right? But they did it in not such a nice way, right? And so it's always important to have integrity. It's always important to kind of be, when we do go up against other people and differing points of view, it's not always about winning, right? It's and definitely not if that winning has to do with hurting somebody else's point of view, right? Or it's kind of like, okay, so the person won, but at what cost, or you went up against somebody and won, but in doing so, you ended up hurting, a number of people. So it usually has to do with somebody who cheats and uses that type of unfair advantage to win. So, it's important for us to stand up for ourselves and to claim what is rightfully ours and to, not allow others to take away from us what is ours. But at the same time, it's important not to hurt others, right, in our own self-interest, or which will ultimately lead to a very shallow victory. So it's that kind of, it's that energy. It's about facing and understanding that you're always going to go up against, people who have different points of view, especially if this is, in a work environment. I mean, most of the time you're kind of lumped together with a lot of different people in a work environment, and you're not always going to see eye to eye. So it's about, it's really important to be that very authentic version of yourself, right? Yes, state your point of view, but don't sink to anybody else's level, right? Remain, go high. That's just keep it on the higher level, because if somebody does do something that is a little underhanded, and they come out ahead of you for whatever reason, karma's going to step in and say, okay, they won, but you know what? The wheel turned. So you don't need to worry yourself about it, right? The universe is going to kind of step in to take care of that. And then with the seven of air, the outbound energy, again, this is a card of, traditionally, it's a card of deception. It's also a card of opposition. In the traditional deck, there's sort of, the person has been stabbed in the back, and then the other person is running away with swords kind of in the middle of the night, and they feel as though, they've gotten away with something, but then they still kind of look over their shoulder and look back, and it's like, did they really get away with it? And it's about, you might feel betrayed or defeated or whatever, but the important thing is you should cut your losses and move on, because, it really wasn't, or it's not worth you worrying yourself over, the other person. And that's, it's all about not being able to control other people. You can only control yourself. You can only, worry about your own actions, how you act, what you say. You can't control anybody else. So, worry about you, because again, going back here, the universe will step in and take care of the rest. And in worrying about yourself, right, it's really about living life on your own terms without needing to feel as though you're conforming. And you see here how I think it's interesting, because on the card, the woman, she's also wearing a mask, but it's almost to like fit in, right? It's like a little beak on it, and it's like she's trying to fit in here, but she doesn't, she's not the same as them, and so she doesn't really fit in, but she's trying to. So I think it's also important to, yes, it's important not to kind of go after the battles, right? To try to find that middle ground when you do come up against conflict. But it's also important not to just, try to please everybody else and, go along with everybody else. It's important to live on your own terms and not to conform. So, don't go along with that kind of group mentality. Really, stand up for yourself and do what you need to do to really be that more authentic version of yourself. And, again, if somebody has been acting in a deceitful or, kind of underhanded way, don't worry, because, this is the overall energy for the week. So you are definitely protected. There's some karmic justice attached to this. So, I would say, don't, even though these aren't that wonderful, sort of be authentic to yourself, stand your ground, and know that, you do your part and the universe is going to, come in and do its part. It will take care of the rest. Okay. Now, the two cards that fell out together, and I put them together, I'll read you. Usually I just read from the guidebook for the oracle cards. So I'll begin with gratitude. I guess going in alphabetical order, I should have gone with freedom, but we'll go backwards. Okay, so gratitude says, I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. This soulful card is telling you that it is time to stop, close your eyes, and become mindful of the incredible gift the universe has bestowed upon you in offering valuable and unique lessons, tailored especially for your soul. This is an important reminder to express your appreciation for what has been, what will be, and most important, who you are. And I think that's all about this Seven of Air card, right? It is time to acknowledge the universe how thankful you are for being provided these opportunities for insights and understanding. It is also time for your soul to share recognition of all those loved ones in your life, upon the earth or in spirit, who have helped form who you are now. You may even find it helpful to begin to write a list of all the things you are grateful for in your life. When you put forth the contemplation and the energy to do this, it awakens thoughts that acknowledge your connection to all that is. By bringing yourself into a state of gratitude, it is not only a transforming effect on the energy in the sacred space surrounding you, but also brings about an overall sense of health and well-being. And I really think that this goes along with those two cards, because it's all about, being thankful and doing what you can do, right? You being thankful. Don't worry about everybody else here. You do your part, because, the universe has your back here. The universe will definitely step in and take care of the rest. But you just worry about yourself, be thankful, show your gratitude, give back, right? Be that authentic version of yourself, and the universe will come in and kind of take care of everything else. The other card is freedom. And this card says, your soul is open to receiving new wisdom and insights that will allow it to make the right choices for its own growth. Remember, you are never a victim of other people or their circumstances. Right here. You have complete control over your own choices by following your heart and being authentic to yourself. Wow. Okay, could there have been two more perfect cards to come out? You present the real you to the world. Making decisions based on other people's expectations is not the true path to happiness. You are responsible for creating your own reality. When a soul shifts to a place of honoring itself in its totality, free from judgment, only then will it find its true freedom. Every soul is unique and follows its own path. Don't give in to peer pressure or the urge to fit in. You're the only one who truly knows the real you. So feel free to march to the beat of your own drummer. I know. Whenever these cards kind of, they make complete sense and tie in with the reading, it's just always so amazing, because it's exactly this last, what I was saying about the last card. So definitely, there's a strong call here to, be true to yourself. Be that true, authentic version of yourself. Don't, if other people have done things, underhanded things, if they've hurt you, it's not easy and it's hard to deal with. But just, like I said, trust here in the universe, trust in karma. Things really will, they do have a way of working out. And I see that you have a lot of divine protection during this middle week of the month. So I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way. Please be on the lookout. I will be posting the 2018 overview readings that's focusing on the energies of each month for the upcoming year for each of the astrological signs. I should have all of those up before the mid-monthlies for December. So hopefully over the next week, I will be posting those, and then I'll begin working on the mid-monthlies. So stay tuned to the channel. There'll be lots of content coming up this month of December. So I do hope again that the messages have helped you. I thank you for joining me here today, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for this upcoming week. Take care. Bye.